Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Elliott Threatt.
Thank you. How are you guys? Well, my name is Elliott Threatt, and as you can see, I have a washboard stomach. I'm just doing a load of towels. They say black doesn't crack, but it sure as hell expands, doesn't it? It's easy for women. They wear those leggings, those tight black, and everybody looks skinny in black leggings, don't they? But they're so damn tight. I swear to God, ladies, if you accidentally fart, it looks like a mouse is running down your leg. It's a nice day today. When it's nice out, I'm fine with the whole world. So nice the other day at home. Jehovah's Witness knocked on my door. I let him in. You ever do that? I just let him in my house. I says, "What do you want to talk about?" He says, "I don't know, never got this far." I'm old. Anybody here above 40? Round of applause. Above 50? Above 60? Those claps are getting kind of weaker as they work their way up the chart. Weird thing about age is you don't know you're old till you get there. You still think you can do stuff. A little tip. Here's how you know you're old. You know you're old when you're out with your friends and you fall down and nobody laughs. Are you okay? I think his Skechers came off. Grab his Sketcher. Trying to do things now that I'm 60. I'm trying to do things. I'm in an over 60 basketball league, which is kind of neat. That's kind of different because in over 60 basketball, when somebody crosses over, that means they died on the court. But anyway, it's the same thing. We play basketball, we get all sweaty. They hit the showers, I go home. We play basketball, we get all sweaty. They hit the showers, and I go home. And they finally said, "Elliott, why don't you take a shower when we take a shower?" I said, "Well, I would, but I could, but I can't because of a fat guy rule." Like, what's fat guy rule? Fat guy rule is if I can't see it, you can't see it. It's only fair. I even do old person stuff. I still go to the movies all the time. Anybody been to a drive-in movie? Now that's kind of different. That's old school. Drive-in movies are getting kind of sus now. They're getting kind of suspect because I went to go see a horror movie at the drive-in. It was actually scary outside the car than it was on the screen. We were watching Saw on the screen, but the purge was going on all around us. I took my adult son who lives with me to the movies the other day, and he reminds me I'm old because we went to go see Maverick Top Gun. Really good movie, right? Maverick. So anyway, we're getting ready to sit down, and my son says to me before sitting, "Hey, Dad," what? I says, "You know what? You and Tom Cruise are the same age, and he's a bazillionaire." And I says, "And you know what?" He says, "What? You and Patrick Mahomes are the same age, and you live in my basement." Took that same son with me to Glacier National Park. Anybody been to Glacier National Park? It is beautiful, isn't it? And we took the tour. We're looking at the Continental Divide and all these mountain lakes and everything like that. So anyway, the last stop before we leave, we're just looking at this beautiful lake. Everybody else has gotten in the bus, and me and my son are just soaking it in. And then another bus pulls up kind of on the semicircle. They get out. They immediately all start pointing their cell phones at me, and it's like, "Look, son, paparazzi. Somebody recognizes your dad." And I look a little closer, and they're actually pointing the cameras right across the street. I look across the street, a grizzly bear. Right, I swear to God. Anybody seen a grizzly bear in real life? It clarifies you, doesn't it? You really know what's important in life once you see that grizzly bear, and I did. So I kicked my son in the nuts and ran in that bus, is what I did. I mean, we might miss him, but we won't miss any mortgage payments if I make it back there. Plus, a grizzly bear would love me. Look at me, I'm dry-aged, well-marbled. I'm Grizzly Wagyu. I'm what grizzly bear have on their anniversary. That's what. Speaking of mountains, a little fact I did not know. If you're climbing to the top of Mount Everest and you die on the way up, you know what they do with your body? They leave it there. They leave it as a warning to the other people that climb up that this is risky, know the risks. They should do that. Some fat guy dies at Golden Corral, leave his body right there. Make that next fat guy step over and get to the tater tots. Oh my God. So I flew around a little bit. I went overseas and I had to go through TSA, which is not fun. Anybody like TSA? I thought I made it through, right? I thought I was clear, and then they said, "Oh, Mr. Threatt, is it okay if we check your laptop for bomb residue?" It's like, as long as you don't have a black light. So I flew to Japan. Anybody been to the Far East? It's neat. You know, I flew over there, and it's just a weird thing. It's a 9-hour flight, but it's 12 hours earlier. It's the weirdest thing in the world because, you know, I normally fly with 2 cell phones. I left one at home, so I got to Tokyo. I called my other phone, and I picked it up. What are you doing, packing? I'm a dog owner. Any dog owners here by round of applause? I have 2 dogs. One's name's Blueberry. The other one's name's Waffles. If I get a third dog, I'm going to call him Type 2 Diabetes, because that's... Anybody ever spent a lot of money on a dog? Anybody spent over $500 on a dog? Oh, yeah. 1,000? You spent over $1,000? What kind of dog have you got, ma'am? What kind of dog? What? A vet on vet bills. Well, that's something else. It's not like you spent $1,000 to buy a dog, right? That's, yeah. Oh wow. What'd you buy? Wow, with all those words. That's like if it's a Scrabble score, it's worth every penny of it. Did you say caviar? Oh, Cavalier. Okay. Well, that's a crappy Chevrolet. I don't know if you did that. I got my dog at the pound when he was a puppy. And they're really persuasive about pushing those dogs on you. I said, "Is this a Cocker Spaniel?" They go, "It is today." I think my kids wanted a Dalmatian. Let me get the Sharpie. Where'd you like your dots, sir? Of course, that's not the term they use now. They use the term rescue. I don't like that term rescue because everybody, when they say it's a rescue, they're always so condescending when they say it to me. "That's a nice dog." "She's a rescue." "Yes, we just found each other, and we really rescued each other when you think about it." Only with a dog, it's like, "Hey, your fiance is pretty cute." "She's a rescue. I found her in a trailer park. I lured her out with some White Claw, and we've just been together ever since." You know where else you can get dogs? Prison. No, this is true. They actually put the dogs up. They train them in the little confined spaces for about 3 or 4 months. It's good if you have an apartment. And then they put those dogs up for adoption. It's not so bad for the inmate because the inmate gets another dog, so that cycle goes on. So at the time I had 1 dog. So for my second dog, I adopted a prison dog. And the next day, he shanked my schnauzer. Caught him out in the yard. I get my dog, you know, I did a show for this company called Blue Buffalo. You ever heard of this? Really expensive dog food. And I'm doing my show, and they have the dog food flavors behind me, which I've never even heard of. Salmon flavored dog food, trout flavored cheddar biscuit. I mean, they have everything. And then I thought they need dog food flavors that dogs, normal city dogs like half-eaten hamburger. That's a dog food flavor. Pork chop that's been on the floor 7 seconds. There's a flavor. Or my dog's favorite, neighbor dog's ass. My dog loves, he likes that dry and canned, actually, the neighbor dog's ass. So my daughter Chloe got the dog, and I don't know what it is when you get a dog, but the dogs just instinctively know who's making a mortgage payment in the house, and that's where they know to hang out. So we're training the dog. We got training pads all over the place. Now the dog sleeps in our bedroom, right? And I get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and I step both feet right on the training pad. Then the light bulb goes off on my head. Why should I walk all the way over to the bathroom? I'm standing on this training pad. So I just used the training pad, hop right back in bed. Perfect crime. No, I'll never get caught. My wife caught me the next day, apparently. Apparently dogs don't eat asparagus. I did not know that. Little tip for you. I do have trouble sleeping that night, though. Anybody have trouble sleeping? Yeah, they told me to listen to white noise, so now I watch Friends at midnight. CPAP machine is what I have. Anybody have a CPAP? Now that is cumbersome and a pain in the butt, isn't it? And you're supposed to put distilled water in there, but I use red wine instead. Not only I sleep better, but everybody in my dreams is much better looking too. They're very handsome. Actually, I was traveling to the south. I was going to Branson, or Cracker Barrel, Las Vegas, as we like to call it. And I was driving down there and I saw a combination veterinary taxidermy shop. Same dog, same guy. Veterinarian was also a taxidermist. That's what I call covering your ass on both ends. It's like, I'm sorry, we couldn't save your dog, but here you go, right there. Got a nice little action pose for you. You saw the truck right about there. That's where you bought it, right? I told that joke once. Lady got so pissed off. So that's not funny at all, Mr. Comedian. I says, why is that? Because my dog just got killed by an 18-wheeler. So, ma'am, I'm guessing the first two wheels were. He won. So I was going down to Arkansas, which is kind of different. They're different in Arkansas, aren't they? They even have different phone apps in Arkansas. You know, in Arkansas, the phone app for Ancestry.com and Tinder, the same app. So I'm right, you gotta go further up the tree. Good fishing's past the second cousins. Come on. I actually got put up by the Arkansas Highway Patrol. These are the slowest cops. And here's how slow my Arkansas cop was. He thought I was drunk, so he asked me to say my ABCs, and he was actually following along on a chart. Okay. So, went to Dollar Tree. Is everybody's Dollar Tree ghetto or just mine? Everyone is ghetto. My Dollar Tree has a layaway. That's how. It's got a roll with nothing but pork rinds and grape soda all the way down the aisle there. You know, the weird thing about Dollar Tree is they have the cleaning section, which is the first row. And just need one thing. I went in there and I bought a toilet brush from Dollar Tree, took it home, tried to use it, and it broke. So I took it back. I had the receipt. I walked right back in. I said, this can't clean shit. Of course, I go to all the other stores, Family Dollar, Dollar General. They have good prices, but it's all the knockoff stuff, right? It's almost what you think it is, but it isn't, right? Instead of Red Bull, they have Magenta Cow. Last Christmas, I bought a Mike Tyson grill. Saw a miracle. Do you guys believe in miracles? Can I tell you about the miracle I saw? Okay. I don't want to get choked up here. I went to Aldi's. I saw 2 cashiers working. Anybody shop at Aldi's? They have some very good deals at Aldi's, don't they? You know they sell shopping carts for $0.25 a piece? Did you know this? I got like $2 rather than pushing my homeless people jealous. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. You know, there's an unwritten rule in Aldi's world that if you've done your shopping and you get all your stuff in your car and somebody else pulls up and you give them your cart and they give you $0.25, right? And so I got all my stuff in the car, lady pulls up, I gave her my cart and she just kept on walking. So I very politely tackled the bitch. There's some rules in society you don't cross. Of course, we always go to Walmart. Weirdest thing in my life happened at Walmart about 10 years ago. I know this because my daughter's 21. She was 11 at the time. She wanted to go to Walmart really bad. I said, what's up, Chloe? What do you need? She says, I want some panties with Justin Bieber on them. That was the thing, and it's like, oh, I'm trying to connect with you're always trying to connect when you're a father with your daughter, especially. And I said, okay, Chloe, we'll go get it. So we in there, find the section, find the rack. There it is, all the panties with Justin Bieber's face right on the underwear. And I'm thinking they don't do that for guys. I like that. That's what I'd love to have a pair of underwear with Beyonce in the front. Because I'd wear those inside out. Yes! Hey, Elliott, which way you hanging? To the left, to the left. To the left. Weird thing about Walmart is when you're shopping there, they have that weird bag spinner. You always have to make sure you grab all your stuff before you get out of there. Anyway, I don't like the automatic one, so I like to go to a person. So I think I see an open lane, hop in there, lady's in front of me. She's just got an impossible amount of fancy food and stuff in there. Try to back out, I can't. People are behind me, so we're just stuck there. So I'm just paying attention, looking at the magazines and the mints, and all of a sudden, out of the side of my head, I hear, "Put in the bag, you bitch." I look up. The lady called the cashier bitch, like, damn. I don't like drama. I'm trying to back out. I can't. People behind me, so we're just stuck behind this rude lady. It seems like it's forever, but she's finally done. It's like, thank God this is over with. And before she leaves, she says, "Thanks for nothing, bitch," and just takes off. So I'm really nice guy. I go up to the cashier and say, "Ma'am, I'm so sorry. All customers aren't jerks. I still hope you have a wonderful day." So I go home. I'm getting all the bags out of my car. Look in the car. There's a bag I don't recognize. Look in the bag. 9 lobster tail. The lady was in such a rush she forgot her lobster in the spinners. But I did the right thing. I went back to Walmart and bought some butter because I'm not dipping that in country crock. Free lobster gets the good butter in my house. Another thing you can do at Walmart is get your oil changed. That actually saves some time because you get your oil changed while you're shopping. It's kind of convenient. Anyway, they have 2 oil changes at Walmart. Regular one, it is what it is. Basic oil change, about $35, something like that. Then they have the deluxe one. The deluxe one, they do everything. They wash out your windows, they top off your fluids, they vacuum your car out every nook and cranny. So I have a new car, I'm really proud of it. So I said to Walmart guy, "Can I get the deluxe oil change?" Walmart guy says, "Can't do it." Well, why not? "Our shop vacs broke, we can't vacuum inside of your car." I said, "You think you can pick one up at Walmart?" Like 6 of them right there. Anybody have a newer car? It's amazing how much high-tech stuff these cars have in them, isn't it? The lady's voice talks to you. "Object in the freeway, take a reroute." "Whom would you like to text?" her voice says. "Traffic jam ahead," she says. You know, the weird thing is I live up in the Midwest and it got really cold last year. In the old days, when your car wouldn't start, you had the keys would just go, but I just had that button. I'm just pressing this button in and out. Find the woman's voice comes on and says, "Try 2 fingers. All right, maybe that'll. I'm like, "Does this feel weird?" She says, "Stop talking." So she finally turned over. But then I was sleepy. I just fell in the back and went to sleep. I found some crackers. Actually, this is kind of a weird story because a friend of mine tried to in his car commit suicide, and he got in a car, turned it on, closed the garage, and then like 2 hours later, the fire department showed up and said, "Hey, buddy, this is a Tesla. You're just running the battery down." Oh my gosh, I have kids. Anybody have kids? How many you got? 1? Yeah, 1. Well, 3's enough. I had 3 kids that all needed braces at the same time. It'd have been cheaper if I moved to England, they could all be normal. Kids are good for a few things, though. They're good for helping out with computers. That's what kids are good for. Anybody good at computers? I'm awful. I'm so bad I thought Adobe Flash was a Mexican superhero. That's how bad. What I really need to learn how to do is clear my internet history. I think that'd be a good idea as a married man to learn how to do that. Other day I had my laptop out in the kitchen. I was looking for some stuff for the backyard and hopped up for a second. My wife, Catherine, who wears glasses, didn't have them on, so she gets on the computer and says, "Elliott, what? Why are you looking all this stuff about girls?" I said, Catherine, you don't have your glasses. That's grills. That's grills I was looking at. She's like, well, why are you looking at Japanese grills? That's hibachi. I had my eye on. What about college grills? Those are for tailgating, of course. What about grills going wild? All right, you got me. I give up. I'm not. Give up. Marriage is weird there. You know how much salary you're supposed to spend on your engagement ring? Anybody know how much salary you're supposed to spend? 3 months. I pissed off my wife because before we got married, I started working at McDonald's. There it is, all 3 months, looking right at you. See, it changes colors with your moods. See, right now. It's a mood ring joke. It's for the old people here. Another key to marriage is being open and honest about your free passes. If you ever meet this special person on that special day, it's okay, right? Like my wife's free passes are Channing Tatum and Denzel Washington, really good choices, right? And my free passes are Sofia Vergara from Modern Family and Becky McHair Walgreens. I set attainable goals. So anyway, let's talk about my kids there. So here's the weird thing is that my kids didn't drive, because I wanted to drive as soon as I turned 16, but my kids were kind of slow to the whole driving, so I still had to take them places every once in a while. But it was nice to kind of bond. I remember one day my son says to me, he says, hey, Dad, you want to go to the mall, go to GameStop? I was like, yes. I do want to go to the mall with you. I do want to go to GameStop, right? So we get to the mall, we're getting ready to walk in, and while we're in the parking lot, my son says to me, hey, Dad, you mind kind of hanging in the parking lot? Because to get to the GameStop, you have to go to the food court. All my friends are there. I really don't want to be seen with you. So I did what was right. I just left his ass. I went right home. And he called me like 2 hours later, says, Dad, can you pick me up in the mall? Well, I would pick you up, but to get home, we have to drive by Hooters. All my friends are there. That nerd GameStop bag. So he's learning how to drive, which is really weird, because I remember when I learned how to drive, I'm so old, the car had 2 steering wheels. Anybody remember this? Car actually had 2 steering wheels. And actually, they sold those cars too. And I bought one of those in college. I had a roommate from London. We drove across the country, never stopped. So anyway, what they do now is they have to take the test. They do part of it online and part of it, in person, and part of it online, and part of it with you teaching them. So one day my son pops up and says, hey, Dad, I'm ready to take my driver's test. I was like, no, you're not. I would know. I'm the one who's taking you to drive every day, and I know you're not ready. He says, well, I've been practicing all the time. I says, really? How's that? He says, I play this game called Grand Theft Auto. It's just like driving. I said, oh, it is? Oh, yeah, smartass. So I took him the next day to take his test, and he passed. Even came back with a different car. And a prostitute. I don't know how he did that. Apparently he swapped him out at a street corner or something. So now that he's driving, I'm afraid he's going to do the same thing to me that I did to my dad, which is push boundaries, right? Push boundaries all the time with your dad, with staying out late. I remember I'd stay out late. My dad'd be like, what time did you get in last night, son? I'd be like, what time did you go to bed? I went to bed about 10:10. Got on 10:15. Just missed you, Dad. One time I was partying big time with my friends. My dad says, what time did you get in last night, son? I was like, what time did you go to? Went to bed at midnight, son. Midnight. What time did you get in? I said, I got in about 5 after. And true story, he yanks open the curtains on the front window. When I park my car, my rear tire is on top of the Sunday paper. Like, explain that, smart ass. Ooh, that paper boy's got one hell of an arm. That's what I said. Hey, it's gonna be playing in the majors one day. Worst part about that, he grounded me off the car. I remember this forever because he grounded me for 6 weeks, and I remember it because I had prom coming up, had the hottest date in the world for prom. Could not believe this girl even went out with me, but because I was grounded, my dad drove me back and forth to prom. Isn't that embarrassing? You know, the worst part of the whole night was, when it finally came time to come home, he dropped me off first. See you Monday. Woke up the next morning, he was parked in the Sunday paper. Dad, you're closing my deals. As I get older, I'm trying to do exciting stuff as I get older. Anybody ever gone ziplining? Did you like it? Yeah, well, you're the right weight to enjoy that. Because you go across the thing. I'm so fat, I just took the cord and I just slowly walked down the hill. Felt like I was dragging a garden hose across a yard. Here we go. Anybody ever go skydiving? Oh my God. Have you ever heard of indoor skydiving? There's a waste of money if you're fat. I paid $90 to lay on a fan. I started singing it, I felt like the Bee Gees. Who's ever actually jumped out of a plane here? Anybody ever done that? Nobody? Did you really? Did you really? How high did you go up?
10,000 feet.
Where'd you do it at?
Somewhere in Florida.
Okay, yeah. Are you sure you went skydiving, ma'am? Sounds like you fell off a ladder in a sundress, is what it sounds like. But we'll go with skydiving. I like it. Or you mean kids somewhere in Florida, right? I can't give you the details. It was somewhere in Florida. Between Key West and Jacksonville, that's all I'm going to tell you. Was it static line or tandem?
It was tandem.
So there's a guy behind you.
There was, yeah.
No wonder you're blocking out the memory. Well, actually, you're very nice because I had to bring that out of you there, but it's very nice. Actually, some people are very conceited and cocky when they talk about skydiving, too. I was in Denver once. I was skydiving. He's really cocky. Yeah, I jumped. I said, how high? He says, 14,000 feet. I said, wow, that's pretty high for a first time. He says, well, actually, because I jumped in Denver. Denver is already 7,000 feet above the ground. And they're playing this song another 7,000, so that's you get 14,000. What kind of math is that, you idiot? That's like me telling my, honey, I have a 12-inch penis if you start from my spine. That would be the... You guys have been a great crowd. Thank you very much. Open bar. Good night.
Elliott Threatt, ladies and gentlemen.